Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to our class. So yesterday we were doing part 1 of our Indian Constitution that covers Article 1 to 4, and it is named as the Union and its territory. So we have discussed Article 1 to 4. I have told you how formation of states take place. What is the role of Parliament in making a new state or naming the new state, and it can also alter the boundaries. And also can change the name of an existing state. I hope this is clear. Now we will move forward to our today's class. Let's just look into Article 1 to 4. Here I have discussed part of our Indian Constitution and the important articles related to it. If you want to revise it, just pause it down over here in the earlier video and you can see it again. Then we have discussed all the 12 schedules and the questions related to these. Now I would like to just revise this. So article number 1 is name of the territory, name and the territory of the union. So we know that there are just two names that are mentioned in the Indian Constitution. Okay. So India is, it is India or Bharat. Only these two names are there which are mentioned where? In our Constitution. Other than names like Hindustan, Bharatvarsh, Aryavarth, or they are not there in our Indian Constitution. Only India, that is Bharat, is given. Next comes article number 2. It states establishment of new states and admission of new states. So we know that Parliament by law can admit into union any state and apart from that any such state on the conditions that it seems fit. As per the conditions. As per what? As per the conditions. And apart from that, by what process? By law. Parliament can admit any state or establish new states. For example, when we got independence, French and Portuguese settlements were there. So French, for example, Pondicherry, Karaikal and Mahe, they were French settlement. And Portuguese settlement were Goa, Daman and Diu. So they got admitted into India after independence. So Parliament admitted what? Parliament admitted the French settlement as well as the Portuguese settlement in India. Article 3 states what? It states formation of new states and alteration of the boundaries of the existing states and the name of the existing states. So Parliament can also do what? Parliament may by law, Parliament can unite two or more states and form another state. Apart from that, Parliament can, for example, this is a state and Parliament can make another two states from this particular state, as in the case of Andhra Pradesh and Telangana. Next, it can also increase and diminish the boundary of any state. It can also increase the area of any state and diminish the area of any state. It can also alter the boundaries and can alter the name of any state. Now, this one was our article number 4, which states that for doing anything, for example, for formation of new state or establishment of new states, formation and establishment of new states and alteration of the boundaries, which is not considered as what? As amendment to the Constitution under Article 368. Okay, it will not be considered as an amendment under Article 368. But if we do it, for example, there are certain boundary area of India is given to Bangladesh. This is our India. And here lies Bangladesh. So it means if certain area of India is given to Bangladesh and certain area of Bangladesh is taken from Bangladesh and it is given to India, then what happened? It will always be done by what? By a Constitution Amendment Act under Article 368. But when it comes to within the country, for example, this is Maharashtra, this is Rajasthan, this is Gujarat. Okay, and this is MP. So if they are trying to what? They are trying to increase the boundary of Gujarat. They are trying to increase the area of Gujarat and diminish the area of Rajasthan. At that point of time, it states that it will not be considered as an amendment under which article? Under Article 368. But when it comes to For example, when it comes to a territory which is ceded to a foreign country, or a foreign country is ceding to India and India is accepting that, then at that point of time it will be what? It will be considered as an amendment under Article 368. So today we will discuss about the evolution of our states and the union territories. Okay, we will talk about the evolution and the of states and union territories. So we know that when India was divided, there were 565 princely states prior to independence. Before independence, there were 565 princely states, and in that India had 3 types of states after independence. First is territories, next is princely states, and third is colonial territories. Okay, these were what? 3 types of states उस time पे. Territories of British India, princely states, and colonial territories जो फ्रांस और पोर्टुगल के पास थी. ठीक है. But after independence, what happened now? Except for Hyderabad, Junagadh, Bhopal, and Kashmir, out of these 565, 562 princely states, they agreed to join Indian Confederation. 562 agreed to join what? Indian Confederation. ये इंडिपेंडेंस के बाद की बात कर रहे हैं. इंडिपेंडेंस से पहले क्या था? देयर वर 565 प्रिंसली स्टेट्स. ओके, एंड अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट वो किस तरह से 3 पॉइंट में हमने उनको डिवाइड किया. कुछ सम वर द टेरिटरीज ऑफ ब्रिटिश इंडिया, princely states, और apart from that the other was the colonies of French and Portugal. But then what happened? जब after independence हमने उनको किस में डिवाइड किया? After independence 562 ने ज्वाइन कर लिया out of these 565. Okay, now listen. Now यहाँ पे what happened ना, जो हमारी यूनियन थी आफ्टर इंडिपेंडेंस, हमने उसको 3 पार्ट्स में डिवाइड कर दिया. Okay, we divided into how many parts? We divided into 3 parts. Part A, Part B, Part C, and Part D. Sorry, 4 parts. ठीक है, 4 parts में हमने उसको divide कर दिया. And now we have placed different princely states अलग में रखे. The some of the territory जो हमारी यूनियन गवर्नमेंट को क्या करना था, यूनियन गवर्नमेंट को एडमिनिस्टर करना था, वो हमने अलग कैटेगरी में की. तो हमने क्या किया, ये पार्ट ए बी सी डी में उसको कैटेगराइज कर दिया. See over here it is written that union of state was divided into 3 parts based on whether they were former provinces. After independence they were divided into how many parts? It was 4 parts. One was part D as well. Okay, whether they were former provinces, मतलब पहले के जो कुछ provinces थे, जैसे कि I have written over here of all the names. फॉर्मर प्रोविंसेस में वो थे जो उस टाइम पे क्या था, जो उस टाइम पे गवर्नर के प्रोविंसेस थे. गवर्नर प्रोविंसेस थे कौन से टाइम पे? ब्रिटिश इंडिया टाइम पे. फॉर एग्जांपल बिहार, असम. ये जस्ट क्लियर. पार्ट ए में हमने पुट अप किया क्या? गवर्नर फॉर्मर प्रोविंसेस. कौन से प्रोविंसेस? जो अर्स्टवाइल गवर्नर प्रोविंसेस थे, जैसे कि यूपी यूनाइटेड प्रोविंस था हमारे पास, सेंट्रल प्रोविंस था हमारे पास, असम था, बिहार, बॉम्बे, एंड अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट व्हाट इज देयर? पंजाब, उड़ीसा. जो अर्स्टवाइल प्रोविंसेस थे ना, जो हमारे इंडिपेंडेंस से पहले प्रोविंसेस थे, उसको हमने कैटेगराइज किया पार्ट ए के अंदर. ठीक है, आफ्टर इंडिपेंडेंस हमने उनको 4 फॉर्म में 4 पार्ट्स में से डिवाइड किया. पार्ट ए में हमने रखे हमारे अर्स्टवाइल प्रोविंसेस, पार्ट बी में हमारे अर्स्टवाइल प्रिंसली स्टेट्स, पार्ट सी में जो चीफ कमिश्नर के प्रोविंसेस थे अलॉन्ग विद सम ऑफ द प्रिंसली स्टेट्स, एंड पार्ट डी में देयर वाज समथिंग जो अंडमान एंड निकोबार थे. ठीक है, तो इनको हमने डिवाइड कैसे किया? पहला जो हमारा पार्ट ए था, वी नो दैट कि उसमें फॉर्मर प्रोविंसेस थे. बी में हमने प्रिंसली स्टेट्स रखे. जो टेरिटरीज थी जो डायरेक्टली रूल की जाने वाली थी यूनियन गवर्नमेंट के थ्रू, यूनियन गवर्नमेंट के थ्रू जो डायरेक्टली रूल किए जाने वाली थी, वो हमने रखी पार्ट नंबर सी में. ओके, एंड आफ्टर दैट वी पुट द अनदर यूटीज. So now look over here, यहाँ पे मैंने क्लासिफिकेशन है. You have to just keep in mind कि कौन सी चीज किसके अंदर थी. First part contains former provinces, second contains princely states, C contains territory that would be ruled directly by the union government. Just straight away यूनियन गवर्नमेंट को क्या करना था, रूल करना था, ठीक है। तो पार्ट ए के अंदर हमारे पास है असम, बिहार, बॉम्बे, मध्य प्रदेश, मद्रास, उड़ीसा, पंजाब, यूपी एंड वेस्ट बंगाल। पार्ट बी में हमने पुट किया अर्स्टवाइल प्रिंसली स्टेट्स, जो पहले प्रिंसली स्टेट्स थे वो देवर हैदराबाद, जम्मू कश्मीर, मध्य भारत, मैसूर, पटियाला, ईस्ट पंजाब स्टेट यूनियन, राजस्थान, सौराष्ट्र एंड ट्रावनकोर, ठीक है। ये हमारे पास था क्या पार्ट बी में। पार्ट सी में इंक्लूड क्या करता है, बोथ द फॉर्मर चीफ कमिश्नर प्रोविंस एंड सम ऑफ द प्रिंसली स्टेट, कुछ प्रिंसली स्टेट और बाकी जितने भी चीफ कमिश्नर के प्रोविंसेस थे। these were the offices during the time of British government. ब्रिटिश गवर्नमेंट के टाइम पे ऑफिसेस थे, जैसे कि गवर्नर हो गया, गवर्नर का ऑफिस था उस टाइम पे, चीफ कमिश्नर वाज देयर। सो ऑल दीज वर द ऑफिसेस ड्यूरिंग द टाइम ऑफ ब्रिटिश गवर्नमेंट। तो उनके अंडर जो एरिया आता था, उनके अंडर जो प्रोविंसेस थे, हम उनकी बात होती है यहाँ पे। चीफ कमिश्नर प्रोविंसेस का पार्ट थे अजमेर, भोपाल, पूर्व दिल्ली, कूच बिहार, हिमाचल प्रदेश, कच्छ, मणिपुर एंड त्रिपुरा। और सोल डी पार्ट डी में हमने सिर्फ एक चीज लाइक वी हैव पुट जस्ट वन single territory over there, that was Andaman and Nicobar. Okay, so this is how we classified all the provinces that were present at that point of time. अब देखो उसके बाद में क्या हुआ, after that point of time there were two commissions set up, एक के बाद एक में आई. First was the Dhar Commission and second was the Jvp Commission. Why these commissions were there? See, after independence what was there? There was a need of establishment, like everyone want कि जो states establish हो, they establish on the basis of what? Linguistic provinces. ठीक है, language basis पे establishment हो, ठीक है. And because of that there was a lot of demand from South India. So there was a demand from which region? Primarily South India था, तो mostly all over India में most of the places where there was demand for linguistic reorganization of states, but primarily it was from South India. So what South Indian people want? They wanted that India should be divided on the basis of, like, not divided, the reorganization of state should be on the basis of linguistic basis. So they wanted linguistic reorganization of state, and by keeping in mind that in 1948, just after independence, government of India established what? They established a commission known as SK Dhar Commission. What they established? SK Dhar Commission was established. This was the very first commission. This was the very first commission which was established for state reorganization. Okay. अब किस लिए establish किया गया था? So that it can investigate कि अगर हम linguistic basis पे organize कर रहे हैं तो उसका feasibility कितना है? Okay, if we are organizing our states on linguistic basis, then what is the feasibility of that? So to investigate the feasibility of organizing state on linguistic basis, Government of India appointed what? It established a commission under SK Dhar. SK Dhar was the chairman. A commission was established under SK Dhar. And what was the role of this commission? The commission's responsibility was to investigate the feasibility of the organizing state. ठीक है, कि हम किस basis पे, अगर हम linguistic basis पे उनको organize कर रहे हैं, if we are organizing the state on linguistic basis, then उसका feasibility क्या है? Okay. Then this commission was established in June 1948. And it submitted its report in December 1948. ठीक है, जून में establish किया, दिसंबर में उसने अपना report क्या कर दिया? Submit कर दिया. It issued its report and it recommended कि reorganization of state जो होना चाहिए वो administrative convenience के basis पे होना चाहिए rather than linguistic basis. So what does it mean over here? Administrative convenience. It literally rejected the theory of linguistic basis and it said कि आपको administrative convenience कि किस स्टेट को हम किस तरह से एडमिनिस्टर कर पा रहे हैं उस बेसिस पे हमें उसको रीऑर्गेनाइज करना चाहिए, हमें उसे लिंग्विस्टिक बेसिस पे, लैंग्वेज बेसिस पे रीऑर्गेनाइज नहीं करना चाहिए. ओके, सो व्हाट इट recommended the basis is administrative convenience. किसको एडमिनिस्ट्रेट करना कितना कन्वीनियंट है rather than कि उसका लिंग्विस्टिक बेसिस क्या है. ठीक है, नाउ the recommendations were submitted by Dhar Commission. It created a resentment. अब क्या हुआ, जब पहले people want what? They wanted reorganization of states on the basis of linguistic basis. ठीक है, they want reorganization on the basis of language. But when the commission said that administrative convenient hona chahiye rather than linguistic basis, it created resentment. Okay, लोगों को अच्छा नहीं लगा, and because of that there were a lot of like outrage against the government, and again it led to the appointment of another linguistic provinces committee. इसके बाद क्या हुआ? Because people were not happy with the recommendations and the reports of the commission, what happened? There was another commission जो form करना पड़ा, that is our JVP Commission. Okay, JVP Commission. Another linguistic province committee was formed in 1948 December, which is known as the JVP Commission. Now, JVP Commission क्या था? It was a 3-member committee. ठीक है, अब सबके नाम इस वर्ड में है. J for जवाहरलाल नेहरू, P for Patel, and this is Pattavi Sitaramaiya. Okay. So Indian National Congress ने establish किया एक 3-member committee जयपुर सेशन में, जहाँ पे किसमें था? नेहरू, वल्लभ भाई पटेल and पत्तावी सीतारमैया. They were what? They were the members. Okay. They were the members of this commission. तो सबका नाम इसी में ही है. J for Jawaharlal Nehru, V for Vallabh Bhai Patel, and P for Pattavi Sitaramaiya. All these were the members of our JVP Commission. और JVP Commission हमारी किस basis पे establish हुई थी? किसके लिए establish हुई थी? It was a linguistic commission. To study this, कि हमें जो reorganization of state है वो linguistic factors पे करना चाहिए, उसके लिए सेटअप की गई थी दिसंबर 1948 में आफ्टर धर कमीशन, which was again established in June. अब यहाँ पे है what it rejected the linguistic factor again. अब when JVP Commission also rejected what? Linguistic factor of reorganization of state. They also said कि अगर आपको state को reorganize करना है, the factor should not be what? Linguistic. Language is not the basis of that. The committee reaffirmed the Dhar Commission's report in position. जो Dhar Commission की position थी ना, जो उसने अपनी रिपोर्ट सबमिट की थी 1948 में, कमिटी ने उसको reaffirm किया क्या कि linguistic factor नहीं होना चाहिए बेसिस किस चीज का? Reorganization of states का. The committee recommended reorganization of state on the basis of security, unity and economic prosperity of the nation. अब इधर कमीशन ने क्या बोला था? क्या होना चाहिए? Administrative convenience होना चाहिए. What it said, कि administrative convenience होना चाहिए rather than this linguistic basis. But जो JVP कमेटी थी उसने इस चीज के साथ में उनको सपोर्ट किया, and it also rejected this linguistic basis factor, and it recommended कि अगर आप reorganize कर रहे हो, if you are reorganizing the state, the basis should be what? The basis should be the security, unity and economic prosperity of the nation. So it also reaffirmed the Dhar Commission's position in its report in 1949. जो उसने 1949 में अपना रिपोर्ट सबमिट किया था, वहां पे उसने धर कमीशन का जो पोजीशन था उसको reaffirm किया. Now the committee also recommended creation of new provinces be delayed for few years. अब उसने क्या बोला कि जो नए provinces हैं, न्यू प्रोविंसेस हैं, उनका फॉर्मेशन कुछ साल के लिए हमें स्टॉप कर देना चाहिए. क्यों कर देना चाहिए? सो दैट वी कैन आल्सो फोकस ऑन द अदर इश्यूज. Okay, उस time पे we know that our nation was a budding nation. So the committee said कि ये जो new provinces का creation है, it should be delayed for some years so that we can focus on important national issues और हम इस तरह के reorganization वाले issues से distract ना. So this was also what the committee recommended at that point of time. Now, but in October 1953, the committee submitted its report in 1949 and then comes to 1953. Okay, so we have 3 years over here. 1948, दो commission set up हुई. 1949, it submitted whole of its report and then goes with 1953. अब 1953 में what happened now? Government of India was forced. Why it was forced? Government of India was forced to create the first linguistic state. पहला linguistic state create करने के लिए government force हो गई. And the first linguistic state was Andhra Pradesh. Okay, Andhra Pradesh was the first linguistic state which was formed by separating the Telugu speaking areas from Madras state. Telugu speaking areas को जब उन्होंने मद्रास से, which was the original province, जब उससे अलग किया, then what? They formed Andhra Pradesh in 1953. क्यों? क्योंकि there was a lot of agitation from the people side, ठीक है, from the public there was a lot of agitation and there was death of पोती श्री रमुल्लू, एक कांग्रेस पर्सन थे, वाज अ कांग्रेस मेंबर, और उनका डेथ हो गया था, पोती श्रीरामल्लू का डेथ हो गया था आफ्टर 56 डेज ऑफ हंगर स्ट्राइक. अब उसकी वजह से बहुत ज्यादा एजिटेशन हो गया था उनकी डेथ के बाद एंड गवर्नमेंट वाज फोर्स्ड टू क्रिएट अनदर स्टेट इन 1953. और उसका फैक्टर क्या था? इट वाज बेस्ड ऑन लिंग्विस्टिक, ठीक है, इट वाज ऑन लिंग्विस्टिक बेसिस, ठीक है, लैंग्वेज बेसिस पे उसका फॉर्मेशन हुआ इन 1953. And the first state got created, and the first state is what? First state on linguistic basis was Andhra Pradesh, ठीक है. So there were several factors. इतना prolonged agitation था, and as we all know कि किसी भी budding nation के लिए prolonged agitation is not good for development. So government was forced to create it. And apart from that, when Andhra Pradesh got created, other states also. अब देखो, एक the thing is कि अगर आप एक चीज करते हो एक particular person के लिए, तो then it got what? बाकी लोग also demands it. Okay. So similarly, that the same thing happened. Other states also demanded what? Formation of linguistic states. बाकी अलग-अलग country की states से भी हमारे पास, मतलब इंडिया में अलग-अलग states से हमारे पास, what happened? They also demanded the very same thing. Okay. Similar calls from other parts of the country were there, and they were for what? They were for the formation of the linguistic states. Now what happened? In December 1953 के दिसंबर में गवर्नमेंट ने अनाउंस किया कि वो एक 3 मेंबर बॉडी को क्रिएट कर रहे हैं जिसको स्टेट रीऑर्गेनाइजेशन कमीशन हम बोलते हैं. एक 3 मेंबर बॉडी को क्रिएट कर रहे हैं which is the State Reorganization Commission and which was chaired by Fazal Ali. 1953 में स्टेट रीऑर्गेनाइजेशन कमीशन, इसके चेयरमैन थे फजल अली. इट गॉट क्रिएटेड. उसका व्हाट वाज द रोल, व्हाट वाज द नीड ऑफ दिस प्रॉब्लम, नीड ऑफ दिस कमीशन? इट विल एग्जामिन जितना भी ये प्रॉब्लम है, इट विल एग्जामिन द प्रॉब्लम ऑफ व्हाट? क्रिएशन ऑफ स्टेट ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ लिंग्विस्टिक पैरामीटर्स. ओके, so what this will do, this commission will examine the whole problem, that is creation of the state on the basis of linguistic factors. ठीक है. Now this Fazal Ali commission has 2 other members as well. It has 2 other members as well. Sorry. First is K.M. Panikkar and H.N. Kunzru. K.M. Panikkar or H.N. Kunzru, they were 2 other members, and it was chaired by Fazal Ali. And 2 other members were K.M. Panikkar and H.N. Kunzru. Okay, this is what you have to keep in mind. So the 3-member State Reorganization Commission was set up in 1953 December under the chairmanship of Fazal Ali, and the members were K.M. Panikkar, H.M. Kunzru. Now what it identified? It identified 4 factors जो हमें consider करना चाहिए किसी भी स्टेट रीऑर्गेनाइजेशन स्कीम के अंदर. पहला वाज preservation and strengthening of the unity and security of the country. कि whatever we do, all the major factors were there. उनमें उसने 4 major factors identify किए, and the 4 major factors, the very first one was preservation and strengthening of unity and security of the country. First, you have to what? You have to preserve and strengthen the unity and our security of the country. We cannot take a chance on it. Next goes linguistic and cultural homogeneity. कि कहाँ पे linguistic और cultural homogeneity है? Where people speak the same kind of language, follow the same kind of culture. Next, financial, economic and administrative considerations. हर स्टेट को उसका फाइनेंशियल, उसकी इकोनॉमिक कंडीशन और उसके एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव कंसिडरेशन के बेसिस पे हमें क्लासिफाई करना चाहिए. नेक्स्ट, प्लानिंग एंड प्रमोशन ऑफ द वेलफेयर ऑफ पीपल इन ईच स्टेट एज वेल एज द नेशन एज अ होल. प्लानिंग होना चाहिए क्या, एंड प्रमोशन होना चाहिए किस चीज का? वेलफेयर ऑफ पीपल का, लोगों का वेलफेयर का, इन ईच स्टेट एज वेल एज इन द नेशन ऑफ होल. पूरे हर स्टेट में एज वेल एज अ नेशन होल. ठीक है. पूरे नेशन में और हर स्टेट में. तो these were the four parameters. These were the four factors. These are the major four factors that the commission, Fazal Ali Commission, identified. First was preservation and strengthening the unity and security of our country. Next उसने बोला linguistic और cultural homogeneity होना चाहिए. C states financial, economic and administrative consideration होना चाहिए. And D is planning and promotion of welfare of people in each state as well as of the nation as a whole. Promotion of welfare हर state में ही as well as पूरा nation में. Okay, this is what they mean. So this is what the Fazal Ali Commission stated. Next, it states that कि जो हमारा fourfold class division है, जो कि हमारा A, B, C, D part में हमने divide किया है, this classification should be what? Annulled. ये abolish कर देनी चाहिए. Abolition of the fourfold classification of states, territories, and apart from that, what it said कि fourfold classification हमें abolish कर देनी चाहिए. And apart from that, it said under the original constitution जो हमने form किया था and creation of 16 states and 3 administered unions. ये fourfold abolish करके there was what? There was creation of 16 states and 3 centrally administered union territories. Okay, centrally administered territories or union territories, one and same thing. So what it suggested abolition of that fourfold classification, part A, part B, part C. ये वाली क्लासिफिकेशन जो हमने पहले पढ़ी थी उसको एबॉलिश कर दो और बोला उसने कि क्रिएशन ऑफ 16 स्टेट्स एंड 3 सेंट्रल एडमिनिस्टर्ड यूटीज. 16 स्टेट्स और 3 सेंट्रली एडमिनिस्टर्ड यूटीज को क्रिएट करो. नाउ इंडियन गवर्नमेंट ने क्या किया, जो जितनी भी रिकमेंडेशंस इस कमीशन ने दी थी, फजल अली कमीशन ने, गवर्नमेंट ने एक्सेप्ट की कुछ माइनर चेंजेस के साथ. गवर्नमेंट एक्सेप्टेड दीज विद सम माइनर चेंजेस बिकॉज वी नो दैट एट दैट पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम we were a budding nation, and to control such a huge nation with such good population, and apart from that we are socially economically backward at that point of time. Okay, we don't have the proper resources at that point of time. It was very difficult for those leaders at that point of time to manage such country. So government accepted these changes. There were some of the minor changes जो government ने उसमें किए, the recommendations में जो फजल अली कमीशन ने दी थी. And then what happened? There this act, State Reorganization Act of 1956 was passed with the 7th Constitutional Amendment Act 1956. Okay, what happened? State Reorganization Act was passed. State Reorganization Act was passed in 1956 and 7th Amendment Act of 1956 got passed. Okay. और it what happened? इसने abolish कर दिया जो part A, B, C का distinction था. It abolished that and merged and formed what? Some were merged. Some of the provinces that were mentioned in part A, B, C, they were merged with the neighboring states. और कुछ को उन्होंने क्या किसने convert कर दिया? Union territories. Some of the states they got merged and some got converted into union territories. As a result, जब November 1, 1956 में what happened? We are left with 14 states and 6 UTs were formed. How many states? 14 states and 6 UTs were formed by November 1, 1956. Okay, and this was a result of which commission? This was because it happened because of what? Because of the recommendation of Fazal Ali Commission. Okay, because it recommended the abolition of the fourfold classification जो हमने after independence किया था. So these are the 3 major important commission that we did today. And with this, we will conclude this lecture of ours. Okay, so in this lecture, what we have read, we have done part 1 of our constitution. Article 1 to 4 हमने इसमें किया, union and its territories में. ठीक है. Now I will discuss the question of this particular topic as well. Don't worry about that. So in this, what we did, the union and its territory. I have discussed the parts. Article 1 to Article 4 हमने discuss किया. Article में mention है the name and the territory of the union. 2 में mention है admission or establishment of new states. 3 में mention है formation of new states and alteration of the boundary of the existing states. And 4 पे mention है regarding the amendment. ठीक है, अगर हम किसी states within the country करते हैं with respect to the states, then it is not considered as an amendment in 368. But when it comes to a foreign territory, it will be considered as an amendment under 368. Okay. And who have the power of all these? Who can change the name of the state and who can alter the boundary? Only parliament has the power. Okay. Parliament को ये power कहाँ से मिल रहा है? From constitution. Constitution confers the power on the parliament. Okay. Now we have read apart from this, हमने पढ़ा उसके बारे में evolution of states and union territories. जब India was divided into 566 princely states prior to independence, we know that 3 type of states थे उस टाइम पे हमारे पास. एक तो territories of British India, the original princely states, and colonial territories of what? France and Portugal that they have in India. Now, except for Hyderabad, Junagadh, Bhopal, and Kashmir, 562 joined after independence. Okay, they agreed to join. And then what happened? We divided them. हमने एक 4-fold classification किया. We part A, B, C, D में हमने put किया सबको. Part D में हमने सिर्फ अंडमान निकोबार को रखा. You have to just keep this in mind. Part C में हमने Chief Commissioner के provinces को रखा था. Part B में princely states and Part A में erstwhile governor provinces को. Then after this, when there was a demand of from primarily South India किस चीज का कि एक linguistic reorganization होना चाहिए states का, then there were 2 committees, 2 commissions were set up. First was Dhar, then was JVP, and the last one was Fazal Ali Commission. Okay, so Dhar Commission ने recommend किया, what it recommended कि administrative convenience होना चाहिए rather than linguistic basis. Very first thing that they recommended it कि administrative convenience होना चाहिए rather than linguistic basis. And the commission was set up in June 1948, submitted its report in December 1948. Okay. Apart from that, जो recommendations थी धर कमीशन की, उन्होंने बहुत ज्यादा रिजेंटमेंट क्रिएट कर दिया था. उसकी वजह से गवर्नमेंट को एक नई कमीशन अपॉइंट करनी पड़ी थी. दैट वाज जेवीपी. J stands for JL Nehru, V stands for Vallabh Bhai Patel, and P stands for Pattabi Sitaramaiya. Under these 3 leaders, there was another commission that was formed, that was Jvp Commission. Now what happened? The commission also rejected linguistic factors and it reaffirmed Dhar Commission's position in 1949's report. And what it said that what the commission recommended, reorganization of state अगर होना चाहिए तो उसका basis क्या होना चाहिए? Country की security, unity और economic prosperity. Other than that, it should not be there. It also said कि अभी हमें new provinces की creation पे ध्यान नहीं देना है. We can delay it for some years so that we can focus on what? We can focus on other important issues. Then that was national development. Now, in October 1953, the government was forced to create what? The very first linguistic state, that is Andhra Pradesh, by separating the Telugu-speaking areas from Madras. And why it happened? Because due to the death of Poti Siramallu, जो कि Congress chairperson थे, Congress person थे, because of his death, the government was forced to create what? To create Andhra Pradesh. Now, because of this, what happened? Other states speak out. They also demanded कि हमें भी linguistic basis पे हमें भी अलग होना है. Okay, they also demanded the same thing. If you are forming state on the basis of language, then we also want that. So again, in 1953, government was bound to announce the creation of another 3-member commission, that was the State Reorganization Commission under Fazal Ali. Fazal Ali was the chairman. Okay, and उसके अंदर 2 लोग और थे. It was a 3-member commission. They were K.M. Panikar and H.N. Kunjru. These were the 2 members. So Fazal Ali Commission, what it said? उसने 4 major factors को identify किया. There were 4 major factors. What were the 4 major factors? First is preservation and strengthening of the unity and security. कि हमें country का unity और security को preserve करके रखना है और उसको strengthen करना है. Next, linguistic and cultural homogeneity. जहां भी अगर हम किसी भी स्टेट को किसी भी उसको फॉर्म कर रहे हैं तो उसके लिए 2 चीजें होनी चाहिए. एक लैंग्वेज और कल्चरल होमोजेनिटी होना चाहिए उनके बीच में. नेक्स्ट, फाइनेंशियल, इकोनॉमिक एंड एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव कंसिडरेशंस. फाइनेंशियल, इकोनॉमिक और एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव कंसिडरेशंस. स्टेट की फाइनेंशियल सिचुएशन कैसी है, वहां का इकोनॉमिक प्रोस्पेक्ट्स कैसे हैं और एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव रिलेशंस कैसे, वो सब भी हमें कंसिडर करना पड़ेगा. नेक्स्ट, प्लानिंग एंड प्रमोशन ऑफ वेलफेयर ऑफ पीपल इन ईच स्टेट एज वेल एज द नेशन एज होल. प्लानिंग और प्रमोशन करना है किसका? हमें वेलफेयर ऑफ द पीपल इन ईच स्टेट एज वेल एज द नेशन. एज अ होल, हर स्टेट का एंड एज वेल एज इंडिया एज अ होल, हमें वहां पे क्या करना है, प्लान करना है एंड प्रमोशन करना है लोगों का, वेलफेयर ऑफ पीपल, वेलफेयर ऑफ पीपल, लोगों के वेलफेयर के लिए हमें प्लानिंग और प्रमोशन करना है वेलफेयर का। नेक्स्ट इज इट ऑल्सो सजेस्टेड फोर फोल्ड क्लासिफिकेशन को जो है हमें एनल कर देना है, हमें इसे अबॉलिश कर देना है, पार्ट ए, पार्ट बी, पार्ट सी और डी को हमें उसको क्या करना है, अबॉलिश करना है, एंड which were created under the original constitution and creation of 16 state and 3 centrally administered UT. And it said you can creation of 16 states and 3 centrally administered territories will be there if we what abolish this fourfold classification. Next it said ये जो गवर्नमेंट थी उसने सारे जो recommendations थी वो एक्सेप्ट कर ली थी, but there were some of the minor changes. Now the State Reorganization Act 1956 was got passed in 1956, and there was this 7th Constitutional Amendment Act of 1956. उसने क्या किया, ये जो distinction थे part A, B, C, D के उनको abolish कर दिया, and apart from that what it did, it merged the neighboring states, while क्या हुआ, जो remaining थे they got designated as the Union Territories. And as a result of November 1, 1956, there were 14 state and 6 union territories got formed. This is all we have in part 1 of our Indian Constitution, which covers Article 1 to 4, Union and its territories. Okay. Now, one thing that you have to do, you have to just make a chart of the nations that were formed, of the states that were formed. Okay. From first state to the current last formation of state, आपको ऐसे पूरा एक list बनाना है, and then you have to just write down the year. Just write down the year, and this is what you have to do. That's all, and you have to keep in mind the chronological order. ठीक है कि नागालैंड है, then we have हरियाणा, first was Andhra Pradesh, Maharashtra. ऐसे आपको क्या करना है, you have to just remember the chronological order कि पहले कौन सा state form हुआ और उसके बाद which state got formed. Now, let's see the questions that we can frame from this. The first is, who was the chairman of the State Reorganization Commission set up in 1953? 1953 में हमारे पास State Reorganization Commission set up हुई थी, उसका chairman कौन था? We have read that it was Faisal Ali. उसके अलावा there were two people, they were K.M. Panikkar and H.N. Kunjru. So C answer is correct. Next, who among the following were the members of the State Reorganization Commission established in 1953? अब देखो दोनों question क्या है? Here it is asking just the chairman. Here it is asking what? Members. अब देखो members में हमारे पास क्या है? First is Jawaharlal Nehru. Second goes with H.N. Kunjru. C goes with Vallabhbhai Patel. Now the options are first only, second and third, first and third, and 1, 2, 3. Okay, these are the 3 options, and it should also be यहाँ पे एक और option होना चाहिए, it should be second only. Okay, second only. So the correct answer will be A. Now, who was the chairman of the first Linguistic Provinces Commission set up by Government of India in 19? First Linguistic Provinces Commission की बात कर रहा है जो 1948 में set up की थी government ने. The first Linguistic Provinces Commission हमारी कौन सी थी? It was धर कमीशन. धर कमीशन के बाद हमारी क्या आई थी? JVP. देन उसके बाद में भी है फजल अली. Now next is, who among the following were the members of JVP committee established in 1948? JVP committee के member कौन थे जो 1948 में establish हुई? Okay, now it is Jawaharlal Nehru, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. So answer will be 1 and 3. So this is all we have for our today's class. See, only these kind of questions can be framed. Apart from that, questions from chronology can be there. States का formation, पहले कौन सा state form हुआ और उसके बाद कौन सा state हुआ? Chronology of state. ठीक है, state formation. This is one thing you can get. Apart from this, commission को chair किसने किया था? Chairman and members. Okay, these are the kind of questions that you can get. If thoda sa standard they got raised, then the next they can also ask for recommendations. The recommendations I have mentioned over here are sufficient. No need to read any detailed book for that. This is only what you can frame from this. Apart from that, Article 1 to 4, just read Article 1 to 4, what Article 1 to 4 is. Okay. That is all for our Part 1 of Indian Constitution. Okay. That's all for our class for today. And from tomorrow, we'll be starting Part 2, Citizenship. Have a good day ahead. If you have any doubt, post it down. I'll reply on the same.